exciting is what you were just saying, is that you could live in Calessa, for example. You could ride your bike to school, and after school you can go over to FAST and to the swimming center, and then you ride your bike home, and you've had this complete, fully well-rounded day, and you're right there in your neighborhood the entire time, and maybe you're with your friends all day, and it's something really wholesome and enriching for everybody that gets that opportunity. But you don't have to live in Calessa to have that. You'll be able to participate in the swimming, you'll be able to participate in the school, and really have the full community experience.
So if I'm a parent somewhere in Marion County, the first thought that comes to my mind is, yes, it's for the whole county, but is there a ratio of seats that are going to be available to Calessa Township as opposed to the rest of the county?
In our application, we had to submit to the state. We had to explain why we built the school and for what purpose. With 5,000 houses going in,
It's a bunch of people.
that's a lot of people.
Much
and our
families.
schools in that area are very overcrowded at that moment anyway. We're right there at right
Westport
next to
High School's
Westport High
over.
School.
It's over. It's crowded. All the elementary schools around that area are crowded.
So the Colon family saw a need. The Colon Family Charitable Trust saw the need that we need to have space. So yes, they're gonna have a 50% the 50% capping that go to Calessa residents, but the other 50% are anyone in the county.
So it's 50-50 then.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would thought it would be about 70-30 Calessa to the county. So 50-50 is a great ratio.
It is. And the reason this is so important to the Colon family is Ina A. Colon was a former educator herself, and her entire stance on education is let's educate the children of our community, and that includes everyone in our community. So we take her legacy of strong, sharp minds, strong hearts, or kind hearts, to fruition for her.
She had a strong heart too.
She had a strong heart, yes, but she has
She had a very long life.
but she had a sharp mind, and that's why they chose that, sharp mind, kind hearts. And we really want to honor that because she did give so much to the community.
You've been here with us for a while now.
Yes.
What has been something you've seen in your interaction with the community as a whole that's got you excited about this charter school coming?
She probably liked the restaurant, actually.
I did.
not at the school, just downtown.
Not the
She
school,
liked the restaurant.
downtown. I went to the car show,
Yeah.
and I went to, of course, the market, the Saturday markets. I
Downtown
love it.
market on Saturday's fantastic.
Isn't it great?
It's
I was
fantastic.
so excited. I met so many people, and they had their dogs with them.
We
Their
all do.
Kids and their
We
dogs.
take our dogs with us everywhere.
I'm a dog person, so I have dogs, and I was really excited about that. But not only just the diversity, the absolute diversity of dogs, people, and children. And it just makes my heart sing. I am so excited. And the art exhibits. It was really cool downtown.
And to be a part of the community, even though it's this Calessa Township and the schools there, to be a part of the community, you need to get out and about and meet. And that's why these town halls are so important to you.
Absolutely.
Is get out, meet, you explain what's going on. So how many of these town halls do you have planned?
Right now, just yesterday's and tomorrow's, but we will be planning more in the future. We have something coming up at the Central Florida with all of Marion County's school choice, and that's November the 18th.
And where's that at now?
That is going to be at the University of Central Florida here in town.
Oh, the College of Central
College
Florida.
of Central Florida.
Yeah,
sorry.
University of Central Florida is in Orlando.
Sorry, College of
College of Central Florida.
But last night was great. Could I shout out to a couple of the kids I met?
Certainly.
Awesome. I met an Arabella, an Isabella, a Madison, and an Olivia, an Ari, and a Rohan, and a Connor, and Connor's little brother, Porter. He was a sweetheart. He says he wants to go later. He was one.
Yeah.
He's a little too young.
Yeah.
But I really enjoyed meeting them all, and I can't wait to meet more.
So that tomorrow is at the Circle Square Cultural Center, which is on 80th Avenue and 80th Street, Southwest 80th Avenue,
Right.
Southwest 80th Street. So that'll be at what time is that? 4 o'clock?
4 o'clock to 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it'll be
And it's a town hall where you can come find out more information.
Absolutely.
meet the principal.
Meet the
Dr.
principal,
Okan.
meet Dr. Rokan. You can find out the process to get started for applying and everything like
Because
that.
application's the first step.
Application is the first step.
That's it.
And it's the amazing thing, 50-50.
Yes.
I'm still coming back to that because I would have thought 70-30. That would have been. So, Robert, give us an update on Colessa, because as the aquatic center is about to open, the school is well on its way to being a viable entity. Where are we at with the township?
I can tell you the first phase of construction has been sold out. I think there's a couple of lots left, but those are designated for spec houses. They're in the process of selling out. They're in halfway through selling out the second phase. So a lot of houses being built and sold. They're expecting the first people to move in at the beginning of the year in January. There's a slowdown. I don't know if you're probably aware of it. The supplies are really difficult to get. Everything from air conditioning parts
everything
to lumber and everything.
Thank you,
so
Joe. No, I'm sorry. Joe
there's
Biden.
a lot of reasons, and it's and inflation is crazy, but there's a lot of reasons for it. But we expect the first people to start moving in the beginning of the year, and it's going to be really exciting. So we've got a road to build that goes from 38th all the way to 80th Avenue. So it's going to go right through the heart of the community. It's going to go by the school, go by the FAST, the swim center, and so there's a lot going on with construction. The worship center there, which is right on 80th Avenue, right near the entrance, that looks like it'll be sometime in late January, early February, be open. So hopefully COVID will go away and people can start.
I don't think it's going away. I think we're going to learn how to deal with it.
I think we're going to learn how to deal with it, and not to go into a whole big discussion on it, but I think eventually everyone's going to have it, and then it's not going to matter anymore.
Right. Look, I got swollen legs right now that I'm going to the doctor for, that they think is something else that I know. I got the second vaccination on Monday, and on Wednesday I woke up with a swollen right leg with water. So look, we got to figure out how to deal with this without going into it a whole lot. We got to figure out how to deal with this pandemic. Let me ask you this, Dr. Rokan. With the diversity that you've talked about, that you see coming to these town hall meetings, and the diversity of people who are buying in Colessa Township, what are some of the diversities we're going to see education-wise at the school?
Well, we accept everyone, and our job is to ensure that we are looking at the community as a whole. All our community is becoming diverse. Ocala is growing leaps and bounds.
100 people a week move
100
here.
people a week, exactly, and they're moving from everywhere. So we want to embrace that while keeping our small town feel. And in order to do that, we welcome these families from diverse backgrounds, but we learn from them. We've got to bring that into the classroom. And we're going to do that through social emotional learning and celebrating our differences, but also our similarities. We're also going to be working with project-based learning. And what that is we take the standards and we immerse our children in them through the activities, and their project becomes the standard. It is not where, when we went to
You don't
school,
have to read a chapter, answer the questions at the back of the book,
Exactly.
turn your work in. We have a test on Friday.
or you make a diorama.
Right, yeah.
Whatever.
Well, your parents made a diorama.
Exactly. Whereas project-based learning, the kids are immersed in that learning, and they're actually producing a product that they've learned based on what they were taught.
Right. And homework, don't get me wrong, homework is very important. Mm-hmm. But project-based learning, where you're hands-on in groups under the guidance of a teacher. God love you, parents, but parents are busy nowadays.
Exactly.
To oversee some stuff at home and to help with a lot of parents, instead of helping with projects, just to get it done, they do the project. And then the child doesn't learn a dadgum thing.
Well, when we immerse them in social emotional learning, we're teaching them that tenacity, that grit, that cooperation as a team and a teammate. And we also embrace our differences, but we also learn to communicate and build resilience in our kids. That's what social emotional learning does for them.
One thing that you said earlier that I really, really, it keeps bouncing around in my head is, when I was in high school, I played football. Mm-hmm. But I also was a song and dance man in the theater class and in choral ensemble. I know people with this voice who used to sing. Long before I did things that destroyed my voice in college, I actually was pretty good. And so the diversity, the opportunity to have that kind of opportunity at my high school, in recent years, those kind of things have went away. But you said there's going to be band rooms, there's going to be choir rooms, there's going to be, the Da Vinci Art Institute. There's a lot of things that aren't just science, math, and social studies, but then you're going to have STEM classes and everything too that cover those as well. It's going to be a well-rounded education you're offering.
Absolutely.
Everything you just talked about was about building a community. You grew up in a community of
Yes.
different things. And that's the purpose of the school and
Absolutely.
the community that we're going to be building.
We want them exposed and be a well-rounded child when they're done. And when they're done, we go and produce. We want them to come back to our community and give back. So we're building that community within the community.
I think sometimes what people think are extracurricular
Yeah.
that you can use as learning to, there's been a lot of advancement made with people that are on the spectrum.
Absolutely.
Using music and using theater and using
Absolutely.
choir and stuff. And sometimes I think that gets lost in that you can do, it's amazing the science and the vibration you can teach about the science of singing and everything
Yes.
that can tie everything together that I think sometimes we lose in public education now. Because you know as well as I do, when budgets get cut, one of the first things that go are the arts and the humanities, stuff like that.
Well, going back to the project-based learning, you pull all that in because we don't learn in silos. We don't go, okay, guys, let's stop. We got to bring out the math books now. It's all inclusive. The entire curriculum is fluid. And we bring in those extracurricular activities that you call them, but they're not. They're going to be
not.
core.
Right.
They're really going to be at the core because we're going to tap into what our kids enjoy. The singing, the basketball, the football, because we're going to have a huge gym.
I mean, think about the math of it. The math of singing.
Oh, yeah.
4 count, 8 count. The math.
Exactly.
People don't think that math is part of singing or music. It's a huge part of what you do.
Exactly. And percentages and free throws.
A huge part.
It's huge, yes.
Math is everywhere. Science is everywhere.
Absolutely.
And everything we do. So it's kudos to the folks who plan this. Kudos to you as a principal.
Thank you.
For bringing in for having the understanding that all of it is core learning. There are no such things as this is learning and this is extracurricular.
Exactly.
For a young mind, it's all learning.
Absolutely. Get them while they're young, too, so that they're understanding that.
And maybe we'll get better music and better theater out
Yeah.
of it. Maybe,
Well,
instead of the junk I'm
basically-
watching nowadays.
Exactly. Sharp minds, kind hearts.
She had a good long lasting heart
did.
too though.
So just remember tomorrow, if you're interested in learning more about the school, meeting Dr. Rocan, Circle Square Cultural Center at 4 o'clock. That's on 80th Street, Southwest 80th Street and Southwest 80th Avenue.
Now, when people come to that town hall, will there be ability there to access and give an application there?
Absolutely. We have a QR code on all the tables. You just can scan that to your phone and be right there on our webpage and hit the apply button and up pops the information you need to fill out.
You're kind of planning on a waiting list, aren't you?
I don't know.
Sounds like you got 49 at the town hall yesterday. If you get the same kind of numbers today, that's halfway to 214.
Well, we have something great. We have great opportunities. Who knows?
Now, Robert, will the school open along the same lines as the first people start moving into Colessa Township?
That's a hard thing to answer. I think that you're going to have people moving in. You're not going to have a complete community yet, but the school is going to open in August 2022, so we're getting there. We're moving quickly. I think as people start to move in, a lot of them will send their kids there, but you're not going to have a full build out or anything close to that.
Once again, tell them what's going on tomorrow and where they can find it. If they can't make it tomorrow, where they can go find out more information.
Well, actually, tomorrow night is our town hall meeting. We will have more in the future. However, if you can't make the town hall meeting at the Circle Square Cultural Center from 4 to 6, don't worry. You can look online. We're going to put the presentation up online, and we're going to do the video to put up online as well, so you won't be left out. And it doesn't matter when you apply, you still have an equal chance. So even if you applied February the 1st, you
Go to the website or
go to the website, hit the apply now button.
Very good. Thanks for being here.
you.
I want to thank
Thank you so
Robert
much.
and Dr. Rocan for being here. Thanks for all you do, and I look forward to more updates soon.
Thank you, Tom.
We'll be right back after this timeout on The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
President Biden traveled to Michigan on Tuesday to promote his partisan Build Back Better agenda, but found an angry group of protesters waiting for him not far from the site where he delivered his speech. About 500 people, the Detroit Free Press reported, had a very negative view of Biden being in their town. An anonymous hacker claims to have leaked the entirety of Twitch. The hacker posted a 125 gigabyte torrent link to 4chan on Wednesday, stating that the leak was intended to